What is up, guys? Rick Cacus here, bringing you the latest Destiny 2 news and information. And today we have something pretty interesting to cover, and that's because it could be either absolutely groundbreaking, some huge new information, or not that big of a deal. And unfortunately, when we have stuff coming out and trickling out like it does with Destiny 2, that happens a lot. So, what exactly are we talking about today? Well, all of this stuff really comes from Gamestop, and it's not a leak. It's actually just Gamestop offering new products to buy related to Destiny 2, and that's what we're going to be taking a look at. Now, I was made aware of this from a Reddit post that I will link in the description down below. There's also some very interesting discussions going on even right now, but essentially, GameStop posted these 3 new hats in their merchandise section. They are official Destiny 2 hats, each one representing a certain class. We have Titan, represented by a lion symbol. We then have Hunter, which is clearly represented by a snake. And then lastly, we have Warlock, represented by an eagle or a raven, something akin to one of those. So again, these are very important because they're clearly new symbols. Well, relatively new. We actually have the Titan symbol showing up somewhere else, so I'm going to show in a sec, but these are still relatively new symbols, each clearly represented within each class. The snake symbol is not just a snake symbol. It clearly is meant to represent something about the Hunter class. And in fact, you can see the classic symbols for the Hunter, for the Titan, and for the Warlock all present in the designs of these hats. So there is a very clear association. Now, where have we seen that Titan symbol before? Well, actually, it is in the poster. That's absolutely everywhere. These lions, which to me, as a Game of Thrones fan, those are the Lannister lions. Like, I cannot stop thinking about that. Freaking Titan going all Lannister Joffrey on my ass. I don't have none of that. I'm going to switch to Warlock in Destiny 2. Anyways, getting off topic there, but that's where we've seen that before. And that's kind of interesting, that symbol that just represents Titan. It doesn't represent a foundry, it doesn't represent anything like that. It represents the Titan class. And that's pretty cool. Now, the number one huge thing that I mentioned earlier, what could this be that's huge? Well, it could be that this is our first look at a new subclass for each of the different classes. It does make sense that in the full sequel of Destiny 2, there's going to be something new with the classes, and a new subclass for each of the existing classes would be something that definitely makes sense. It's something that I'm sure a lot of you guys are expecting. And 3 new symbols showing up, clearly supposed to be representing something about the 3 classes, very much could be 3 new subclasses. That very much could be what we're seeing right now, and that's pretty cool. Now, the story gets a little bit more interesting when we actually have, I think, some connections with old leaked Destiny 2 concept art. These 3 images showcasing the Titan wielding a shield, the Hunter wielding a spear, and then the Warlock with flaming wings. These were confirmed to be Destiny 2 leaked concept art that came out absolutely forever ago. And there is, I think you could make the argument for, an association with these 3 symbols. I mean, for the Warlock, the association is clear. You literally see the Warlock with wings, and its class is represented by a bird. With the Hunter, you have the Hunter with a spear, literally coiling up, ready to strike, very much like a snake. And for the Titan, it has the shield. It's the, the leader, the defender, much like a lion is the leader and the defender of its pride. Like, lions are very much associated with bravery, with protection, with power, all of that stuff. And again, the association is there. So, did these leaked pieces of concept art actually give us a hint at new subclasses coming in Destiny 2? It is possible. Now, another very interesting thing that I'm actually going to dispel is there is very much an association with a post made by an anonymous person claiming to be a Bungie developer made at some random forum somewhere that said many very interesting things about Destiny 2. And actually, one of the claims that was being made is that each class will have a pet, or a subclass that will have some sort of pet. There wasn't a huge distinction made there, but there will be actual pets involved. He said that the Titan would have a lynx as a pet. Now, not necessarily a lion, but definitely, you know, a big cat. The association is there. And then he said that the hunter will have a serpentine lizard type creature, and that the warlock would have an alien raven type creature. That person, claiming to be a Bungie developer, basically nailed these three symbols that, again, we haven't really seen before in February 3rd, back earlier in the year. So, does that prove his claim? No. I think he just got incredibly lucky, and it's clearly a lion, not a lynx. That's one thing that doesn't really match up. There was way more claims made in this post that are so fake. There's one saying, your Destiny 1 character is lost on Europa, and then you start a new Destiny 2 character. We know that's not true. We know that our characters are actually going to transfer in appearance and in actual, like, your same character in Destiny 1 you were technically playing in Destiny 2. There's just so many fake claims made in that post that even though he happened to be right about this one thing, I think the rest of it is pure nonsense. And in fact, the poster admitted later in the comments, because he kept getting badgered, that he wasn't actually a Destiny employee. So some people are going to make this association because that post, you know, that is a pretty big piece of evidence, but I really don't think that post is legitimate. There's so many other things that have been proven false. I would stay away from making that association. However, there are some more very interesting things that these symbols could mean, because they may not represent a new subclass. They may just represent each of the classes and potentially give us some insight into how Bungie views these subclasses and potentially how they're changing in Destiny 2. It's incredibly unlikely that the gunslinger in Destiny 1 is going to be the same as the gunslinger in Destiny 2. There's likely to be some big changes. And each of these symbols representing each of these classes, again, gives us an insight into how they're being designed in Destiny 2. The Titan representing the lion, the head of the pack, the big, brave animal, the king of the jungle. That could maybe represent Bungie actually giving the Titan some proper survivability, some proper, you know, tankishness in Destiny 2. Whereas in Destiny right now, you can increase your armor, yes, but you don't even get that far ahead of Warlocks, especially not if they're using the RAM. So you don't really feel like that much of a tank unless you're, you know, in your defender bubble. So perhaps Bungie is ramping up on that Titan tank feeling in Destiny 2. The serpent representing the hunter is definitely something very interesting. Hunter has already been kind of the sneaky class, with the use of invisibility being only a hunter ability. Warlocks can't go invisible, Titans can't go invisible, but the hunter can. And that is again very interesting. Perhaps Bungie is increasing the stealth aspects of the hunter in Destiny 2. Or another angle would be the lightning fast strike aspects. Hunter does have some abilities in Destiny that help it quicken its reload and increases aim down sights times with certain guns. And perhaps even abilities like being able to instantly kill your opponent with a serpentine strike from behind could be something that we see more of in Destiny 2. I think that's very interesting. The eagle or raven or whatever it is for the Warlock, however, to me, is a little confusing. I don't see really how that's represented in Destiny. I mean, yes, you float around a lot. Perhaps they're going as literal as that. You float around with the Warlock, you float around as a bird, bada bop boom pow, it's an eagle. There you go. I hope they're going a little bit more in depth with that, and perhaps in Destiny 2, they're reimagining how the Warlock's jump and mobility will work. Perhaps they are doubling down on the abilities that the Warlock already does have that let you stay in the air. There is abilities that let you, when you aim down sights while in the air, you stay there and you can engage enemies while airborne. Perhaps we're going to see a lot more of that in Destiny 2. That would be very interesting, and that would make sense for this symbol. But for now, unfortunately, we are just regulated to speculation until the fateful May 18th gameplay reveal does come out. Now guys, in case you don't know, I am going to this event. I'm going to get a chance to play Destiny 2 and capture gameplay. So if you want to see that content, be sure to subscribe, because at that day, we will know definitively what is happening with the different classes and subclasses. But I just wanted to inform you guys of these new symbols. It's definitely fun to speculate. It's definitely fun to, put out these ideas, because who knows, they may be correct. And I don't know about you guys, but I love talking about Destiny 2. I love it, and I can't get enough of it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and found this interesting. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this content. Now, if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, have a good day.